This is the Cool Music Insane Distortion pedal, a high-gain distortion pedal that features full metal construction and true bypass. On Amazon, currently it is listed for around $36. Comes in two colors, white and silver. I assume the silver is just a little bit more sparkly. In the description they mention about the full metal enclosure. They say that it has vintage hard clipping, which retains your guitar's tone and clarity with a built-in dual gain circuit. They talk about their level, gain, tone, low boost, and fat boost knobs. They also mention that it's true bypass and has LEDs for indicating bypass mode, which means that's off. Included in the box is the pedal and the instructions. No extra bits. I would like to thank Cool Music for sending me this pedal. I got it for free, but that won't affect my opinion in the review. So, the first thing that I'd like to talk about with the pedal is that it is extremely thin compared to most pedals, which isn't an issue. It's just an odd observation because most pedals are, you know, very thick. This, for example, is a Coco pedal, one of those other cheap Amazon pedals, and it is fairly thick. I'm not going to pick up that pedal because it's in a position, but I'll show a picture. It is very thin. It's almost like the size of an early 2000s cell phone, which, for an example, I have my very first cell phone. So, just to compare it. And by the way, if you want to get your kids a very first cell phone and don't want them to be playing games and shit on it, get that one. That one is ballin'. It won't break, and it's got the slide out keypad. It's freaking awesome. Let's just get right into the sound demo. I'm gonna put my headphones on just to make sure that just to make sure of what you guys are hearing as well, because I have the amp mic'd up. I have a crate amp, very old, not very, but you know, fairly, at least 10 years old. It's hand-me-down, with a Shure SM58, 57, 58. It says it right there. Sorry, I'm not a gear nerd, so I don't really pay attention to what I use. If it sounds good, it sounds good. Which is why I'm also using this guitar here, which is a Strat style. No, Telecast.
Heck.
It's a Stratocaster style. And it is who it's made by. It's basically a no-name guitar. I won it at a fair, but I think it sounds pretty good. So, this is tuned to drop D. You know, one of the most rockin' guitar tunings out there. And let's start with the clean tone. A little bit of noise from the amp, because we don't even have the guitar turned on, or we don't even have the pedal turned on yet. Clean tone. Now let's go to everything turned to noon except for the level on the pedal. Pretty nasty right off the bat, which is a good nasty. So this thing can be a powerhouse of a pedal, which is very surprising for, you know, kind of how cheesy it looks, because let's be honest, the font little funny looking, but despite the looks of the pedal, it feels great. The stomp switch feels very solid. It's very quiet. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it feels very low, but that might just be because of the glowing ring, the added extra ring there. It overall just feels it feels like a nice pedal to me. I love the looks of it, obviously. That's one of my favorite things. That's what really drew my eye when I first saw these pedals, and all of them look in relatively the same way, with different colors, because this brand does have more pedals, and they have more instruments. They have a few different products. I don't know for sure about instruments. Also, let me know if you want to see more cool music products, because it'll help me receive them if there is a known demand for it. Anyway, let's get back to the sound. Let's turn, what do we want to hear? Let's actually just explain what everything does, because some of this stuff isn't included on every pedal. So, first thing, the level, that's the volume. Next thing would be the low boost. So, this pedal starts out with no bass at all whatsoever. So, you're going to want some low boost in there. So, it's not really boosting, it's just putting it in. Next is your tone. It adds more of the sound, I would say. But with this specific pedal, it can add, you have to be careful with the tone control, because it can add this nasty high tone. You can kind of hear it in there. Let's see if we can bring it out with the tone. Just turn it all the way up. So it doesn't sound like the worst thing, but it would need to be tamed a little bit by maybe some EQ. Otherwise, you could definitely have some ear fatigue from that sound. Next would be the fat boost. That is the mid boost. It boosts your mids, which is what a guitar mostly is supposed to contribute to a mix. So you're going to want some of that. I think I usually run the mid boost at around 75. We'll see what tone I end up with by the end of the video. But yeah, and then the last one is your gain. Your gain makes it louder and harsher of a tone, which can be good, can be bad. Depends on what tone you're going to go for. So let's just start with like the nastiest sound that we can make. So yeah, that can be pretty harsh of a tone. Let's dial some things back here. Let's run everything at 75 except for the level and the low boost, which we are running at 25%. That's a pretty good metal tone, if I would say. Because while the lows on your settings for guitar is nice and makes it sound full in your room when you're playing solo, it can kind of mess up a mix. So this pedal is really good for EQing sort of your sound. Though there is a fair bit of buzz, which can come from multiple different things, but with a high gain pedal, you're going to get some noise. And I don't have a noise gate pedal to see if it works well with it, so we're just going to have to kind of see. been a long time since I've played in drop D tuning. What I normally play in is drop C, which I wanted to play in drop D because it's more common for a lot of guitar players. But if you're looking at a distortion pedal, you might also be playing in these lower tunings. So eventually I will move over to that guitar, probably. It'll probably be very soon because I really don't remember. I only remember like one song on drop D. Alright, so there's that. Let's see what I usually try and dial it in. It's been a little bit since I actually dialed in the tone, because it's been it took me a day or two to make sure I got my setup up properly, and let's just see if I can feel it out, make sure it's correct. So that's a pretty good tone, but it's obviously not as loud, but it also seems a little muffled, which, you know, if I turn it up, it might sound better, but let's see if my settings are a little off. Might be something to do with the low boost or the mid boost. So that was it. It was the mid boost. So these are the settings that I like to have it at. Let's see. Let's make sure I tell you the right thing. So the low boost is about 50%. The tone is about 25, or maybe it's like 35. It's kind of hard to tell on potentiometers because it's not a full rotation. The gain is the same as the tone, and the fat boost is about 75, which of course there is the diagram that you can see. So now that I have played that one, let's move on to drop C. Alright, so next up is a humbucker.
Dang.
Oh, that's not what you want to hear. Make sure it's okay. Yeah, let's also make sure we're tuned. Alright, let's get this plugged in. Oh, it's already plugged in. Let's turn it back on. Much more hard rock, right? Alright. Don't know how to do that part. Alright, so one of the things that this pedal boasts is its clarity, which I love clarity in distortion pedals, even though that doesn't really make sense. Usually when you get a nasty tone, all you can hear is major changes like in the bar chords, or not bar chords, but, well, they're kind of, yeah, power chords. Usually you can only hear the changes in those, and you can't hear distinct notes like this. You can't hear any of that, which I love when you can hear that. That's my favorite kind of pedal. So, and clearly, it has proven that that is the case. It retains clarity. I'm not sure if there's really a nasty tone that'll really like garble it up. I mean, I guess I could try and get that tone, but sure, let's try it. You know what? Let's do it. Let's not boost the lows, because that can definitely result in feedback. So, based on the, I think it's just the base schematic, you know, the design, it really won't allow it to be, you know, the nasty, garbled up distortion. It does maintain clarity, at least for the most part, throughout the entire spectrum of the knobs. So at least just through playing with it. I know that I have tried a few distortions that they don't really focus on the higher end, which is what you need to do if you want that clarity. At least that's what I feel personally, because if it's not true as a fact, it's what I feel. Because you have these two strings, your two low strings, and that'll take up most of the sound registry, and it'll boost past the highs as it is, because low frequencies tend to be louder than high frequencies, at least in my experience in building pedals. So what you really have to do is you have to try and get the mids to highs boosted past the lows, which is what they have done here, because it starts with 0 lows unless you add it in yourself with the low boost. So it's hard to really demonstrate different tones, because I don't know what people like. I just know what I like, and this is the tone that I like. This is what I pretty much like. I always notice a weird tone in when I play this guitar in drop C though, so I don't know what that is. I don't know if it has to do with my intonation or something like that. Doubt it. My tuner says that it's tuned right, so I assume it's tuned right. So overall, my opinion of this pedal is very high. I love it. It is my favorite pedal that I own. Granted, I don't own any name brand distortion such as Boss or MXR, but there was this one distortion that I loved and I used for years, which was yeah, it was Rowan's Holy War distortion, which I don't even think is available anymore, unfortunately. I really enjoy that, but this is definitely going to take the place of it because it has more control, and you can shape the sound a lot better, and the sound that you can get from it is a lot better, in my opinion, of course, for my tones that I get. It is it's what I want for clarity as well as heavy tones. Let's pair this distortion up to see how it works with some other pedals. Alright, so we're doing something a little different today. I've never done this kind of setup before. We got a different angle on the pedal cam because the camera has to focus on multiple pedals instead of just one specific one. The one specific one was hard enough already, so we kind of just have to do with what we have here. So let's just go with it. So that was the Insane Distortion by Cool Music. If you found this video informative or entertaining, or both, please like the video. If you would like to see more products from Cool Music, please let me know so that I can let them know. It also lets them know if you just post the comment. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.